If you're not adding value to society, then you are spoiling society. Hi, my name is Samuel Mugabi. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to see you once again. Thank you for subscribing, thank you for liking, thank you for commenting, thank you for sharing. Today we have a very interesting discussion about value addition. One of the things that I know that comes with value addition is investing your time. Time spent adding value to others is time well spent. Now the question is, how would you spend your time? Each one of us, God has blessed us with wisdom. He has given us an idea, and He has given us the skill that we can use to add value to society. But the difference comes in how we use our time to implement what God has placed on the inside of us. So while we are discussing this, while we are sharing this, the question that you should ask yourself is, how am I adding value to society? How am I implementing? How am I supporting the people that God has placed around me? Many times we waste a lot of time on things that are not valuable, things that are spoiling the society, things that are not adding any value, and we spend a lot of time with the wrong people, and at the end of it all we end up making losses. But then we have to ask ourselves, how do we add value to society? Time spent adding value to others is time well spent. One of the things that I value so much about myself is my time. I really love my time. I love being punctual. I love spending my time well, because at the end of the day I have to ask myself, how have I spent the day? Have I added anything onto myself? Is there any value that I've added to myself? Is there a value that I've added to my ministry? Is there a value that I have added to the people who are around me? Because we have a lot of diversions. A day starts when you have things that you want to do, but then along the way you start getting things that are going to divert you from what you wanted to do, from what you planned to do. And before you know, you have wasted a lot of it, and the day ends, and then before you know it, another week has gone without you having more knowledge added to yourself. So that's where I come through to ask, how are you spending your time? Are you spending it with the right people? Because if you want to have value addition, you must have the right people around you. There should be people who are going to add value to your life. Not everyone is going to be your friend, because you do not have the same beliefs, you do not have the same character. If they believe in something that you probably do not believe in, they disagree with you, they disagree with your God, they disagree with education, they disagree with sensitization on several topics. It is very important for you to surround yourself with the right people. In the same way, you should also be in a good place to add value to the people who are around you, so that you remain relevant. Some people have lost the relevance in others' lives because the other people feel that we are not adding value to them. So the moment people notice that you are no longer relevant in their life, they will have to leave you. So it is very important for us to know which people am I surrounding myself with, and how much time am I spending with them, and what value am I adding to them, as well as them adding to me. Whatever you do is very important to society, and it affects society either positively or negatively. And trust me, you don't want to be the reason why society is suffering. You don't want to be the reason why your village is struggling. How do we add value to society? As citizens, when they call for meetings for the village, it is very important for us to go out there and we share our ideas. Maybe you never know that your idea is what is going to change the entire village. Today's society has lost morals because there are no more people who talk about the issues that are pressing society, because everyone thinks that they have the right to do whatever they do. But if we all came together and we talked about the issues that are pressing our communities, that are pressing the country, you have no idea how much we would have a very wonderful country. Ask yourself every day, what am I adding? What value am I adding to my country? What value am I adding to my church, to my ministry, to my family? If you are a husband or you are a wife, you should ask yourself, in this marriage, what value am I adding? When we are people of value, the right people are going to come to us. The devil will not have any chance. Be very intentional about what you want to add to yourself. If you have done a degree, maybe go and take another postgraduate diploma. Go and take another degree, a master's degree, because the world we are living in is very fast. The world we are living in is moving at a very fast pace. And if you are not adding any value to yourself or adding value to society, you are going to remain irrelevant. It shouldn't be just about education. Sometimes it's going to be your hobbies. How are you managing your hobbies? Maybe your hobbies are actually very irrelevant to society. Watching pornography, and that is actually affecting you psychologically and negatively. And instead of you adding value to yourself, it is going to be reducing the value. You are going to end up a rapist. You're going to end up immoral. You're going to end up a very bad person that nobody will want to hear from you. It is very important how we use our hobbies. If my hobby is to sing, then I'm going to sing to my best, and I'm going to make sure that at least I influence someone else into liking what I already do, into singing better. If I'm playing a piano, I will want to put in a lot of effort to see that I train another person to see that they can also play a piano. For example, for us who are so much into church, you want to get to a point where you have at least 4 people who can play a keyboard, that when you are not around, there is someone who is going to fill that gap. That is value addition. It is important for us to understand those hobbies that God has given us, the talents that God has entrusted us with, and how we use them. Maybe God has blessed you with money and you are capable of taking children to school, because we have a lot of children struggling out there. Their parents have lost hope. They don't know if the kids will go to school another term, another year, if they will finish their high school or their university. But maybe God has blessed you with a lot of money. How about you share it with those who are in need? And from that, God is going to bless you, because you are adding value not only to that person, but to society, to the country, to the village, to the whole world. It is value addition. Education is very important, but not every parent has the ability to take their children to school. So the same way God has blessed you with whatever you have is the same way that you should find it easy to share with other people. Be the reason why people are smiling. The same way you are smiling because someone has made you happy should be the same way people are smiling because you are making them happy, because you are influencing and bringing about positive change to society. I have seen some villages where people do not like churches. Actually, it's everywhere, where people do not like churches. They don't like religion because they feel very inconvenienced when someone talks about God, and they feel, I don't want to hear about your God. My dear, God is very important, because the moment people stop being or stop living a holistic life, society is going to lose morals. The crime rate is going to go very high. Prisons are going to be filled up. And who is going to be affected at the end of the day? The taxes that we pay into the government are going to be used to take care of the prisoners. So how do you want your money to be used? I think we all would love our money to be spent on things that are valuable. And nobody sees value in a prisoner. We all see value in people who are doing good to our community. The authorities should see a very good opportunity in working with the religious institutions to see that they instill morals into people. Once that is done, marriages are going to be stable, families are going to be stable, our kids are going to go to school, we will not have any crime rate, we will not have, the crime rate will be very low, because everyone will be living in peace and harmony. That is value. Let us stop abusing, let us stop insulting, let us stop sowing hatred, because that is not adding anything to us. It is instead doing us a disservice as a community. Value addition has two parties. It has a giver and a recipient. One of us should be giving out the value, one of us should be giving out the knowledge, should be sharing something that adds value, and there should be people that are benefiting from it. And it's very good for us to be at a recipient end, but also we should also make sure that we be at the giving end, because nobody wants to stay with you if you're not going to add value to them. Maybe even about our jobs. Whatever the small business is, ask yourself, how am I going to add value to it? And how are the people going to benefit from this? Because once people come to you to eat at your place and they find dirty plates, and maybe they eat from that, they are going to go back sick and they will never have to come back. Then you start going to God and you cry out, God, my business is not going on, my business is not making any progress, what am I going to do? I don't know, I'm so stressed out. Well, in the actual sense, you made mistakes and you didn't want to add any value. You wanted to stay rigid. Why don't people add value to themselves? Why don't people make any progress in business? Because they are so rigid. They say, our grandparents used to do that, so we are going to keep doing this over and over again. Once you do something the same way, you are going to get the same results. And you don't want to stay in that place of complacency, because it is a killer. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for sharing with us. I would love to hear your comments, your reactions about the topic. And it will make us better. It will help everyone who is following and reading a better person. Thank you so much. See you again next time.